so most of the Afros that were living there at the time, they returned, or either they accepted the, the government of the new government. And then there was the expatriates there, the business people, entrepreneurs. Well, you as an expatriate, you can go anywhere. As long as you're doing your a legitimate business, and stay. Because that's what people want. That's what developing countries want. Skill and talent and people to invest. So I was in the category, matter of fact, they didn't know what category I was in, so they said, well, okay, long as if you can take care of yourself, then you're okay. If you can take care of yourself, but you can't just take care of yourself. You got to be able to employ someone else, So my woman, yeah.
You have to employ people?
Yeah. So you got your woman, number one, then you got a couple of guys to help, So that was it. So I was taking care of 3 people, by making jewelry. Yeah, you do the same thing here, just like you raise your family. It's the same thing. But you're not doing it on a big level. Now, that's what they would prefer. On my website, you'll see some of my early jewelry. Some of my, I think I'm trying to find it here in this book here.
You know what? I'm about to order this necklace that you have. It's a cowrie shell. I love cowrie shell.
Yeah.
Something blue around it.
Okay. Well, you know how to do that. Yeah. And so it was like a earn while we learn. And you could do it. Anyone can do it. As long as you don't have a criminal record. As a black person, you can go anywhere in the world. I tell you, even if you're custodian labor, a porter, a house cleaner. Because as a house cleaner, you could go there. What do they call it? Caregivers, right? You can go there and teach people how to organize them into a labor force. Get your 4 or 5 sisters, and a lot of sisters there looking, everybody want a job, and take them and train them how to clean a house, and then have it set up your little agency and go to different residents, Ghana, African residents, expatriates, say, well, look here, I have a business, my business is cleaning, house cleaning, or whatever, and I have some trained workers, because that's what the people want. Like people go there on business deals, set up homes and things, they don't have time. It's a problem trying to get a good house staff. You got to go through the hiring and firing bit.
You know what? I wish. I'm from Chicago, and it hurts me all the time when I'm in Atlanta listening to the news and they're talking about Chicago and all the violence. I wish they would use that energy to create their own business. I wish they would stop being so angry all the time. There's a lot of gang activity out there. But then we got the police killing us. I wish better. I don't even know how to say it. They're in or building the community, building the community rather than destroying it. Why help the police kill us, in other words? Stop killing each other. Figure out how to get rid of these damn cops who I call killer cops. I'm so sad.
Yeah, no, I am too. But when you look at it, this is by no way an excuse, right? And I definitely don't condone it, because I have a young nephew that's in a wheelchair, and he'll be in that wheelchair for the rest of his life. He was, he wouldn't listen. He just one of them. But the thing is, first of all, most of the policemen, law enforcement officers, period, was instructed how to be a policeman, what to do as a policeman, by former soldiers. They have military training. And then you got the others, you have a percentage of law enforcement officer who is stuck on television. So that's their way of being, how to treat people. You know, like we see, what is that, Blues, you know, all these different series on television. Yeah, Top Cop and stuff, you know. So that's why you see the TV industry, you know, they're trying to cut down on it a bit. Because that influences people thinking. Then you take a lot of, you got ex-Nazis, you know, you got that small percentage of Caucasian, you know, who are racist, Klansmen. That's the good job. They can do what they feel like, what they were taught to do there.
Yeah.
But that's a small percentage of the entire police force. You know, it's a small, and that's not, and then the other thing is, the majority of the, now crimes, you know, sell for advertisement, because if we saw a newspaper that says, Miss April, she just set up a school teaching handicapped children. That doesn't, people won't even buy that newspaper, right? They don't. But if you had that same, say Miss April, she blew up, she got mad and shot up 5 policemen, threw her baby girls out of the window. Now that's big news. You see all the news media. They'll be flying all over your house in jets with cameras. Because that sells merchandise. That's advertising. It sells advertising. Then the other thing is, if we just, you know, all these different surveys, I've never seen a black institution that do these surveys. Now I know it got to be some. Most of them is by the advertisers. Think about it. By the advertisers. Now, if somebody pay you $5,000, look, we want you to do a survey, and if you did that survey and the survey didn't favor them, no. You got to, you know, so then you got to make that survey so they'll like it.
Right.
And then the news people, they getting paid, you know. I mean, they got good jobs. They sit up there, you know, and read what was given to them to read. You got to be a good reader in order to be a news forecaster. You know, unless you're a commentator, and then you know all those things. Huh?
Have maybe one phone call, or probably no phone call, for someone to do a survey with you.
I think I remember twice in my 80-some years, right? I remember, although I lived outside of the country, say for 12, say I lived outside of the country for 14 years, 15 years, but I've been right here, you know, I've always voted ever since I was 21 years old, you know, when I was in the States. And I can only remember twice being surveyed. Now, we're not talking about census, right? You know, we're talking about surveys, right? Yeah, oh no, I can't remember. And then I don't know anyone who said that they had been surveyed before.
I've been surveyed 4 times.
4 times? Yeah, and you're a public person, so you know, at least they would seem like they would survey you more than they would me. Because, you know, yeah, you're a community.
They don't want to know what I feel. That's what's wrong with them. They don't want to know how we feel.
And they don't want to know our advancement, you know, because you take like, okay, now they're talking about all the black men, now you hear this here, all the black men is in jail, so the women say, well, he ain't got no man. Man, what are you talking about? The total, now this is their own survey, right? And we could Google search this now, we don't have to take nobody's word. The total prison population in the United States of America is 2 million plus people. Okay, so let's say that all 2 million of those people are black people. We won't even say brown people, we just say black people, right? Then that means that there's 38 million black people in America that's not in prison. Never been jailed. Probably never even got a ticket before. What about them?
That's true.
You know, what about them? Because you see, somebody everybody always want to blame somebody. Somebody say, okay, they don't want to give me a job because I'm black. Okay, but then it's the reason behind that, right? They won't let me do this because I'm black. You know what? I didn't want to integrate. That's why I went to Africa.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I said, I didn't want to be, I'm not equal to these people that don't like me, you know, for being reason because I'm black. I mean, how can I be equal to them? Right? And then too, I did more, and me and my kind, we have done more. My ancestors, my grandfather, my uncle, not my grandfather, but my uncles have actually served in the military. Under horrible conditions. I served in it. I mean, I got Purple Heart. I got Purple Heart, baby. I fought in a war. So I did that, and people made money off of that now, and still making money off of it. The people who invested money in the reconstruction of Korea after the war. The people who invested money in Europe, the Marshall Plan, right? I mean, it took a lot of money and investment to build up Europe, Germany, after the war. You see, so black people, you know, we got people who also, anybody who got money in a bank, you know, that money is going to the, you know, for the investment, you know. So we have a stake here.
When you have a woman, that's making money.
So, you know, we got so that's why, although I was, at one time, I was tempted to nationalize, you know, but then this chief, an African chief told me, he said, man, what right do you have to give up what your ancestors fought for? I mean, you know, your parents come over here as slaves and all that, they went through all that, went through the Civil War struggle, all the way to racists and so forth, and then here you are here. I mean, they were doing this for you. They were doing this for us. And then I'm going to give it away? Hell no. So he made me think, and I said, well, anyway, that's my take now. Okay? And that's the take.
I like that.
Yeah, that's my take. That's the take.
Black people need to
Look at
honor
it,
our ancestors.
right. You know what? That's
their
my
sacrifice.
Yeah, our parents sacrificed, and then I don't even go and vote. Man, what is that? I mean, you know, my grandfather used to tell us story, and my daddy too. I mean, they couldn't vote. My dad is from Mississippi, and my uncles. You know, I had 7 uncles, 7 brothers. I mean, my uncle, and they couldn't vote.
Damn.
They didn't vote. They didn't vote until they got into Chicago. No, you know, black people couldn't vote down there in Mississippi. That was before the Civil Rights struggle. You know?
Damn.
Because, you know, Whitey had a thing going. He had a good thing going. Yeah. I mean, look here. I mean, you know, you can sit down and order people to come and wash you up, clean you, and, you know, sleep in the bed as a foot warmer, and I mean, they could do anything. They could treat you any way they wanted to treat you, and then they got to give up all that. And they came to believe that it was right, because they even made the Bible say it's right. Serve your master. Now I know I'm not being educationally speaking, you know what I mean, but this is just the way it is. That's the way it was. You know,
that's the truth.
They took that.
Right. You all about the truth.
Look, you know,
and what other people say, you all about the truth.
Yeah, look.
And that's why I'm talking to you. I don't like people to just sugarcoat something or follow in line with the other people.
Yeah, you
think about that.
Right.
You know what? I want to take a break, and I want to come back and ask you. Since you're a seasoned man, I want to know what kind of issues you've had with romance along the years, and do you think women have changed throughout the years?
Yeah.
I want your opinion on that.
That's a
Let's take
good,
a break.
good subject.
Y'all
Okay,
just
that's a
mind your
very
business
good subject.
podcast.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That's
Mind your
not.
business
It's not
podcast. We're
the.
gonna take a break
Right. Okay.
and come back and ask